was all me, because look, she did exactly what you're supposed to do, gave me beautiful kids, take care of the house, take care of corporate stuff. It was just all me. Sometimes when you make a lot of mistakes like that, you can't really come back from that.
Today, we're exposing 25 shocking cheating scandals that nearly destroyed Hollywood's biggest black stars. From secret love affairs that lasted 9 years, to NBA players getting busted by their own teammates, to superstars denying their own babies on live TV, this list has everything. And we're kicking things off with a Hollywood legend whose secret affair lasted nearly a decade. 1. Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier and Diahann Carroll were both huge stars in Hollywood back in the day. But behind all the fame, they were having a secret love affair. The big problem? Both of them were already married to other people. For years, they kept this affair hidden from the public. But in Hollywood, secrets don't stay secrets forever. It wasn't just a short fling. Their affair went on for almost 9 years. Diahann really believed Sidney was going to leave his wife for her. She even admitted later that Sidney promised he would, but he didn't follow through. Imagine waiting years for someone to choose you, and they never do. When their relationship finally came to light, it wasn't pretty. The media went wild, and both Sidney's and Diahann's marriages took a hit. Sidney eventually got divorced, but by that time his relationship with Diahann had already fallen apart. The affair hurt their personal lives a lot, even though they both tried to keep it under wraps. This scandal didn't really destroy their careers, but it did damage their reputations, especially back then when affairs were considered a huge deal. Fans were shocked that their beloved stars were involved in something so messy. 2. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson were a couple that nobody saw coming. Both were famous and funny, but their affair became one of the most talked about scandals in Hollywood. The wildest part? Ted Danson was still married when he started dating Whoopi. The news blew up, and people were furious, especially since Ted left his wife after 16 years of marriage. But things got even worse. Ted and Whoopi attended a Friars Club roast, where Ted did a comedy skit in blackface makeup. He wore blackface and told racial jokes while Whoopi sat there. The backlash was immediate and brutal. People were offended, the media destroyed him, and even his career took a hit. While Whoopi defended Ted, saying she helped write some of the jokes, it didn't save him. The damage was done. Their relationship didn't last long after that, and the scandal became a permanent stain on both of them. Ted's image as the charming guy from Cheers took a major blow, and Whoopi got dragged into it too. This wasn't just a cheating scandal. It turned into a massive public controversy that haunted their careers for years. 3. Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy and Mel B, Scary Spice from the Spice Girls, had a brief but intense relationship. Things seemed fine until Mel B got pregnant. Eddie, however, straight up denied that the baby was his. He told reporters he didn't believe the baby was his until a DNA test proved it. This denial happened on live TV interviews, which made it even more humiliating for Mel B. When the DNA results came back, it confirmed Eddie was the father of Mel B's daughter, Angel. By then, the damage was done. The media had a field day with headlines like "Eddie Murphy denies baby" everywhere. People were shocked that Eddie, who had always been a huge star and family guy, would react so harshly and publicly. Mel B was heartbroken. She later said in interviews that Eddie was the love of her life, and she didn't understand why he turned his back on her and their baby. The scandal made Eddie look really bad in the public eye, even though his career managed to survive. But the incident stuck with him for years, and people still bring it up when they talk about celebrity paternity dramas. 4. Chris Rock. So, Chris Rock, one of the funniest guys in the world, actually admitted that he cheated on his wife, Malak Compton Rock. But here's the crazy part. One of the women he cheated with was actress Kerry Washington. Yep, Olivia Pope from Scandal. This wasn't just a rumor. Chris himself talked about it later and admitted that he messed up his marriage big time. Chris and Kerry worked together on a movie called "I think I love my wife," which is pretty ironic, right? That's when the affair happened. Chris said he was arrogant, thinking he could do whatever he wanted because he was famous. But it backfired hard. His marriage started falling apart, and people in Hollywood couldn't stop talking about it. When the news came out, Chris was already dealing with his divorce, and this just added fuel to the fire. Fans were shocked because Chris always made jokes about marriage and being a family man, but now he was part of his own cheating scandal. Kerry Washington never really spoke about it publicly, but her name kept getting dragged into the gossip. The affair didn't destroy Chris Rock's career, but it definitely made people look at him differently for a while. He later used it as material in his stand-up specials, admitting that he was an idiot back then. Still, it was a messy chapter that stained his image of being a good husband and dad. 5. Denzel Washington. Okay, this one is wild because it was never proven, but it blew up anyway. Denzel Washington, who's always been seen as a Hollywood good guy, was rumored to have had an affair with actress Sanaa Lathan. They worked together on the movie Out of Time, and people started whispering that their on-screen chemistry wasn't just acting. Both Denzel and Sanaa were married or in relationships at the time, so the rumors caused a lot of drama. The media kept pushing the story, even though neither of them ever confirmed anything. Sanaa even went on record saying that the rumors were false and that people need to stop assuming things when a man and woman work well together on screen. But gossip is gossip, and it didn't stop fans from speculating. Denzel's marriage to his wife Pauletta was put under a microscope. People were waiting to see if his marriage would fall apart, but it didn't. Denzel and his wife stayed strong, and Sanaa kept her distance from the drama after that. Even though it wasn't confirmed, this rumor stuck around for years and became one of those Hollywood what-ifs. It didn't destroy Denzel's career, but it definitely caused tension and made headlines that he probably wished never existed. 6. Will Smith. Will Smith and Margot Robbie were co-stars in 2 movies, Focus and Suicide Squad. While filming Focus, some behind-the-scenes photos leaked that showed Will and Margot messing around in a photo booth, lifting their shirts and acting super flirty. People went crazy saying Will was cheating on Jada Pinkett Smith with Margot Robbie. Both Will and Margot denied any affair, saying they were just having fun, and it was taken out of context. But the damage was done. The internet exploded with rumors, and tabloids had a field day writing about their secret relationship. The fact that Will and Jada have always had rumors about having an open marriage didn't help either. People just assumed this was more proof of that. Even though nothing was confirmed and both actors moved on with their careers, the photos kept popping up every time people talked about Will and Jada's marriage problems. It didn't ruin Will's career, but it added another scandal to his name. For Margot, she just ignored the gossip and kept working on bigger projects. This scandal wasn't about a confirmed affair, but it definitely fueled a lot of cheating headlines and made fans wonder what really goes on behind Hollywood's closed doors. 7. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, aka Shaq, is one of the biggest NBA legends ever, but his personal life was a total mess. Shaq was married to Shawnee O'Neal, and at first, people thought they were a solid power couple. But that didn't last. Shaq was caught cheating multiple times, and it wasn't just rumors. There were actual leaked tapes and messages that exposed him. Shawnee later said she had a strong feeling Shaq was cheating, but the proof came when it hit the tabloids. Women came forward with stories about being with Shaq, and it got messy real quick. The media loved every bit of it, and Shaq's cheating became a hot topic on TV and in magazines. Shaq did admit later on that he wasn't the best husband, and that his affairs were his fault. He owned up to being careless and disrespecting his marriage. Eventually, all this cheating led to a divorce. Their split was nasty at first, but over time they learned to co-parent for the sake of their kids. While Shaq's career wasn't destroyed because he's still a huge celebrity, his personal reputation took a hit. People started seeing him as the typical unfaithful athlete, and it's a tag that stuck with him ever since. 8. Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon and Christina Milian were one of those cute early 2000s couples. They met on the set of a movie and started dating seriously. Christina even said she was living with Nick at one point. But here's where things went wrong. Christina found out Nick was cheating, and she didn't catch him in person. Nope, she caught him by snooping through his phone. One day, Christina went through Nick's text messages and found out he was talking to other women behind her back. And these weren't innocent messages. They were straight-up proof that he was cheating. Christina confronted him, and of course, that was the end of their relationship. Nick later admitted in interviews that he was young and dumb, and yes, he cheated on Christina. He didn't even try to lie about it. He said he was caught because she had his phone password, and she just waited until he fell asleep to look through his texts. This cheating scandal was huge because people loved them as a couple. Christina was heartbroken, and Nick got labeled as a player for a long time after that. Even though both of them moved on with their careers, this scandal is still one of the biggest cheating stories in early 2000s, celebrity gossip. 9. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's cheating scandal is one of the most talked about celebrity mess-ups. In 2017, Kevin was caught cheating on his wife, Iniku Parrish, while she was pregnant with their first child. What made it worse? The entire thing was caught on video, and someone tried to extort him with the footage. Kevin admitted everything. He made a public apology on Instagram, saying he made a bad error in judgment and that he wasn't going to let someone extort him. The whole situation got even crazier when it turned out that the person trying to blackmail him was actually a friend from his inner circle. That betrayal hit hard. Iniku found out the truth, and even though she was deeply hurt, she decided to stay with Kevin and work through it. They went through therapy, and Kevin made sure to take full responsibility, even talking about it in his Netflix docuseries. While the scandal made Kevin look really bad in the moment, his career didn't fall apart. He owned up to his mistakes and used it as material in his comedy specials. But still, it's a scandal that's going to follow him for life, especially because it happened while his wife was pregnant, which made the whole thing feel extra awful to fans. 10. Eric Benet. Eric Benet and Halle Berry were once considered a Hollywood power couple. Halle was at the top of her career, even winning an Oscar, and Eric was a respected R&B singer. But their marriage crashed because of one major issue: Eric's cheating. It wasn't just a small mistake, it became a full-blown scandal when Eric admitted he had compulsive sexual behavior. He cheated on Halle multiple times. At first, they tried to fix things. Eric even checked himself into a rehab center for compulsive sexual behavior. But it didn't work. The trust was gone, and Halle had enough. Their divorce became super public, and people were shocked that even someone like Halle Berry couldn't escape being cheated on. Eric's cheating not only ended their marriage, but also trashed his image. He went from being known as Halle Berry's sweet musician husband to the guy who couldn't stay faithful. Eric later admitted in interviews that calling it an addiction was probably an excuse, and he just made terrible choices. The scandal followed him for years, and people still bring it up when talking about celebrity cheating disasters. For Halle, it was one of the relationships that made her very vocal about not putting up with disrespect in love anymore. 11. Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson is an NBA player, but he's probably more famous now for his cheating scandals than his basketball skills. His relationship with Khloe Kardashian has been a non-stop roller coaster of betrayals, public breakups, and then getting back together, only for him to cheat again. The first big scandal hit when videos surfaced of Tristan kissing other women just days before Khloe gave birth to their daughter, True. The timing couldn't have been worse. The footage spread like wildfire online, and the whole world was watching Khloe deal with it while pregnant. But that wasn't the end. After they patched things up, Tristan was caught in another cheating scandal, this time with Jordyn Woods, who was Kylie Jenner's best friend. That betrayal blew up the internet. It wasn't just a cheating story. It became a Kardashian family feud that played out on their reality show. Even after all that, Tristan and Khloe tried to reconcile, but he kept messing up. More cheating allegations came out, including a paternity scandal where Tristan fathered a child with another woman while supposedly working things out with Khloe. Tristan's cheating scandals completely wrecked his public image. Every time his name comes up, people don't think NBA star. They think serial cheater. 12th. Usher. Usher and Tamika Foster's relationship was drama from start to finish. They got married in 2007, but it didn't take long before cheating rumors started flying around. Usher eventually admitted that he wasn't faithful all the way. The craziest part? One of the women he was accused of cheating with was allegedly Tamika's own bridesmaid. That betrayal hit hard. Their marriage quickly spiraled into a mess of accusations and public fights. Tamika didn't hold back, and Usher's infidelity became front-page news. They tried to make it work, but the trust was gone, and they filed for divorce. The divorce wasn't quiet either. They had a super messy custody battle over their kids, with both sides throwing shade at each other in court and in interviews. Usher's cheating was a big part of Tamika's argument, saying he wasn't responsible enough to have primary custody. 13. T.I. and Tiny Harris have had one of the most roller coaster relationships in the celebrity world. They've been together for years, but it hasn't been smooth at all. The biggest issue? T.I.'s cheating. He admitted that he had been unfaithful during their marriage, and it caused a huge mess. Tiny actually filed for divorce because she was fed up with T.I.'s infidelity. She spoke openly about how hurt she was, especially because T.I. wasn't even trying to hide it anymore. The cheating wasn't just rumors, it was obvious, and Tiny had had enough. Their problems became public, and fans were glued to the drama, especially when it played out on their reality TV shows. But even with all the public fights and social media shade, T.I. and Tiny didn't go through with the divorce. Somehow, they managed to work things out. They attended counseling, talked through their issues, and eventually reconciled. Tiny said it wasn't easy, but she chose to stay because of their long history and family. The cheating scandal didn't really destroy T.I.'s career, but it did damage his image as a loyal husband. 14. Nick Young. Nick Young, aka Swaggy P, was an NBA player who was engaged to rapper Iggy Azalea. They were a flashy couple and were always in the headlines. But things crashed when Nick got exposed for cheating, and the way he got caught was embarrassing. Nick's teammate, D'Angelo Russell, secretly recorded a video of Nick bragging about hooking up with other girls while he was with Iggy. The video somehow leaked online, and that was it. The whole world saw it. Iggy was blindsided and immediately ended their engagement. She even tweeted that she had no idea what Nick was up to until that video came out. The scandal became a huge meme and totally overshadowed Nick's NBA career. Every interview became about his cheating, not his playing. It also hit Iggy hard because she was humiliated in public. She had to go on TV shows and talk about how she found out about it, which made the breakup even more public and messy. Nick's reputation never fully recovered after that. He went from being known as the fun, flashy NBA star to the guy who got caught cheating on Iggy Azalea because of his own teammate's video. 15. Jay-Z. This one is legendary. Jay-Z cheated on Beyoncé. Yes, the Beyoncé. And instead of doing interviews or drama-filled social media posts, Beyoncé dropped an entire album about it called Lemonade. The album had songs that clearly talked about betrayal, heartbreak, and anger over Jay's infidelity. Even though they never named the woman Jay cheated with, the line "Becky with the good hair" became a viral moment, with fans going wild trying to figure out who it was. The cheating scandal became global news, and people were shocked that even Beyoncé, the queen herself, had to deal with being cheated on. Jay-Z later admitted it too. He opened up in interviews, saying he had been unfaithful and that it nearly destroyed their marriage. He said they both went to therapy and worked really hard to fix their relationship. They also released a joint album, Everything Is Love, to show that they had moved past it. 16. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest NBA players of all time, but in 2003, his personal life blew up. He was accused of sexually assaulting a hotel worker in Colorado. During that time, Kobe admitted that he had cheated on his wife, Vanessa Bryant, with the woman. He said it was a consensual encounter, but he still owned up to being unfaithful. The case went viral. Every news channel was talking about Kobe's cheating and the assault case. It wasn't just a small story. It was everywhere. Kobe held a press conference where Vanessa sat next to him while he apologized to her and the public. You could see how heartbroken she was, but she stood by him. Even though the criminal charges were eventually dropped, the scandal left a permanent mark on Kobe's image. He lost endorsement deals, like with McDonald's, and for a while, fans and media doubted him. But Kobe worked really hard to rebuild his reputation on and off the court. He bought Vanessa a massive $4 million apology ring after the scandal, and they managed to stay married. Over time, people started to respect him again because of his dedication to family and his work ethic. 17. Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony and Lala Anthony were seen as a power couple, NBA star and TV personality, but their marriage had a lot of drama, mostly because of Melo's cheating. The biggest scandal hit when rumors came out that Carmelo had gotten another woman pregnant. It wasn't just gossip. Several media outlets claimed the woman had a baby and that Carmelo was the father. Lala was obviously humiliated. She didn't make a huge public scene, but she did separate from Carmelo. For a while, it looked like they were going to divorce. Even though Carmelo never directly confirmed the cheating rumors, the damage was already done. The media wouldn't let it go, and Lala's silence kind of confirmed that things weren't okay. Eventually, they tried to reconcile for the sake of their son, but it didn't work out long term. Lala later filed for divorce, and they went their separate ways. The cheating scandal pretty much ruined their marriage, and it became one of those celebrity stories that kept popping up in tabloids for years. 18. Ludacris. Ludacris, the rapper and actor, was dating Eudoxie Mbugienge when a huge scandal hit. Out of nowhere, it was revealed that Ludacris had fathered a child with another woman, while he and Eudoxie were still together. He didn't deny it either. He admitted that the child, a baby girl named Kai Bella, was his. This bombshell caused a lot of drama in his relationship. People thought Eudoxie would leave him immediately because it wasn't just cheating. There was a baby involved. But surprisingly, Eudoxie chose to stay. She forgave Ludacris, and they even got married shortly after the scandal became public. It was like they decided to move on and not let it break them. Ludacris has since talked about how that moment taught him a lot about responsibility and being a better man. The scandal didn't destroy his career, but it definitely put his personal life under a microscope. Fans were shocked at first, but over time, they moved on because Ludacris owned up to his mistake and made things right with his family. 19. Jesse Williams. Jesse Williams, the heartthrob from Grey's Anatomy, was married to Aaron Drake Lee, and they had been together for over a decade. They had what seemed like a perfect family. 2 kids, happy marriage, all that. But everything went downhill in 2017 when Jesse filed for divorce. That's when the cheating rumors started. Around that same time, Jesse was spotted hanging out a lot with actress Minka Kelly. They were seen together in public places, and people started assuming that Jesse had been unfaithful. The internet blew up with fans accusing him of cheating on his wife with Minka. Neither of them confirmed the affair, but the timing was super suspicious, so the gossip didn't stop. Jesse's ex-wife was also not staying quiet. Though she didn't directly accuse him of cheating, she did throw shade in interviews, hinting that Jesse had changed after becoming famous. The divorce got messy, especially with custody battles and money disputes. While Jesse's acting career didn't crash, his image took a hit. People who once adored him as the nice guy doctor started seeing him as just another celebrity who let fame get to his head. Even though Jesse and Minka's rumored relationship didn't last, the cheating rumors stuck around and made his divorce way more public than he probably wanted. 20. Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose, the NBA MVP and occasional actor in commercials and documentaries, has had a career full of highs and lows. While his basketball injuries made headlines, so did his off-court life, especially his relationships. Derrick has been involved in several cheating rumors over the years that kept popping up in tabloids. One of the biggest rumors happened when Derrick was with his longtime girlfriend and mother of his child, Micah Reese. Even though they seemed like a solid couple, stories started surfacing that Derrick had been unfaithful. There were no official statements, but Micah later announced they had split up, and fans immediately linked it to Derrick's rumored cheating. On top of that, Derrick was once sued in a civil sexual assault case, which added even more controversy to his name. While he was cleared in court, the scandal itself added to the image that Derrick wasn't exactly the faithful boyfriend people thought he was. 21st. Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods' cheating scandal is probably the biggest celebrity cheating story ever. He wasn't just a golfer, he was a global icon. But in 2009, everything exploded when news broke that Tiger had been cheating on his wife, Elin Nordegren, with multiple women. And when I say multiple, I mean like over a dozen women came forward saying they had affairs with him. It all started after Tiger crashed his SUV outside his house, and people suspected it was because of a fight with Elin over his cheating. From there, everything came out. Text messages, voicemails, and even interviews with women he had been seeing while married. The media went absolutely wild. It was on every TV channel, magazine cover, and news site. Tiger had to hold a public apology where he admitted to cheating and said he was going to rehab for compulsive sexual behavior. His sponsors dropped him, his image was trashed, and his golf game took a nosedive. He even took a long break from playing professionally to get his life together. Tiger eventually divorced Elin, lost millions in endorsements, and for a while, people thought his career was over. But to his credit, he made a comeback years later, winning a major tournament and slowly rebuilding his reputation. 22nd. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg and his wife, Shante Broadus, have been together for what feels like forever. They got married in 1997, and even though they've had ups and downs, they're still together. But let's be real. Snoop's name has been linked to cheating rumors more times than we can count. Over the years, different women have come forward claiming to have had affairs with Snoop. There have been videos, pictures, and even social media DMs that people leaked. Snoop has also been seen hanging out with women in ways that made fans raise their eyebrows. One of the most talked about moments was when a woman claimed Snoop flew her out, and they had an arrangement. Snoop didn't publicly deny it in detail, but kind of brushed it off like it was no big deal. Even though the cheating rumors kept coming, Shante and Snoop have stayed married. They even had a vow renewal ceremony after filing for divorce once, which they later called off. Shante's stuck with him, and Snoop often posts about how much he loves her, despite all the drama. The infidelity scandals haven't destroyed Snoop's career because, well, it's Snoop Dogg. But his marriage has always been under a cloud of rumors, and it's one of those celebrity relationships where people constantly wonder how they make it work. 23rd. Antoine Fuqua. Antoine Fuqua, a well-known movie director, he did Training Day, has been married to actress Layla Rochon for a long time. But in 2019, the internet went wild when photos leaked of Antoine kissing Nicole Murphy, yes, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, in Italy. The problem? Antoine was still married to Layla when those photos came out. The pictures showed them being very close, hugging, kissing, looking like a full-on couple. Nicole tried to explain it by saying it was a friendly family kiss. Nobody bought it. Social media blew up, calling out both Antoine and Nicole for disrespecting Layla, who wasn't even in the picture, literally and figuratively. After the backlash, Nicole went on TV and apologized, saying she didn't mean to hurt anyone and that she made a mistake. Antoine, on the other hand, stayed quiet. He didn't issue a big public apology, which made things worse. People were furious at how casual he was about the scandal. Even though Antoine and Layla didn't officially divorce, their marriage took a massive hit in the public eye. 24. Robin Givens. Robin Givens and Mike Tyson's relationship in the late 80s was pure chaos. They were married for less than a year, but during that short time, their drama was all over the tabloids. Both of them accused each other of cheating constantly. Robin said Mike was abusive and unfaithful, claiming he would step out on her with other women all the time. Mike, on the other hand, said Robin was the one who was unfaithful, even accusing her of having an affair with actor Brad Pitt. Yeah, that Brad Pitt. Mike once said he caught them together. Their marriage became a public circus. They had a very awkward interview on 20/20 where Robin talked about their problems right in front of Mike. It was uncomfortable to watch, and people couldn't stop talking about how toxic their relationship was. Eventually, they divorced, but the cheating accusations stuck around long after. Their relationship became one of the most famous examples of a celebrity couple who brought all their dirty laundry to the public. 25. Stevie J. If you've ever watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, you already know how wild Stevie J and Joseline Hernandez's relationship was. They were the king and queen of drama, and most of it was because of cheating. Stevie J, a music producer, was with Mimi Faust when he started messing around with Joseline. That love triangle was pure chaos and became the main storyline on the show. Stevie eventually left Mimi and got with Joseline, but that didn't stop his cheating ways. Joseline constantly accused him of sleeping with other women, and the fights they had on TV were insane. Joseline wasn't innocent either. She was accused of stepping out on Stevie multiple times. Basically, they were both accusing each other of cheating nonstop. Their relationship was super toxic, but also super entertaining, which is probably why they stayed on reality TV for so long. One minute they were calling each other out, and the next minute they were getting back together and acting like everything was fine. They even claimed to be married at one point, but later it turned out they weren't legally married at all. Eventually, the constant cheating scandals caught up with them, and they broke up for good. Even after the breakup, they kept throwing shade at each other in interviews and on social media. Now, if you could put one of these celebrities on a lie detector test, who would it be? Drop their name in the comments and hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started with exposing the craziest celebrity secrets.